Hello everyone and welcome back to game week 2 of the 2024-25 Optegra Championship, where you join myself, Ryan Sipple, and for the first time on commentary, Hannah Hindley for Leeds Dynamos versus Sale United. Hannah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good, good. So talk to me about how you found the season so far. Obviously, you've recently moved from Leeds Dynamos to Muscle Warriors. You have played 7, won 7, yet to concede a goal. So there's few better ways to start a season than how you have done.
Well, if you told me we would have done this at the start of the season, I wouldn't believe you, because before the last weekend, I never played with the Muscle Warriors. I didn't even train with them.
Are you training with them now?
Yes.
Okay, so especially that puts even more context into how impressive game week 1 was. Played 5, won 5. To have never played with these players before. How long was you at Leeds for?
Since 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a good 4 or 5 years. So such a change for you, but you adapted to it so well, and it's going so well at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see how Leeds Dynamos get on here. We were just having a little discussion off air to how they'll fare and how competitive this division is. Let's go through the team very quickly, and then Hannah and I will bring the action live. So Leeds Dynamos, coached by Lewis Harris, have Sebastian Copeland, Jack McNaughton, Reece Stewart, Ben Robinson, Liam Chadwick and Jack Humphreys. And Sale United coming off the back of a 1-0 win over Manchester City, I believe. Have Jack Hassan, Daniel Holt, Jake Hudson, David D and Mason Davies looking to make his National League debut. What are your predictions for this one, Hannah?
I think it'll be a tight one, but it'll come down to who can take the opportunities. And I'm going to say 1-0 Leeds.
1-0 Leeds, yeah.
But it'll be tight.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Sale United have been a really stubborn side so this season, and we was just discussing how teams have shown that clear progression with how they finished last season, how they've started this. I apologise, Sale United beat Hull and East Yorkshire 1-0 earlier today. The goal scorer for that one, David D. Leeds Dynamos coming off the back of a 1-0 win as well, so perfect form to take into this one.
But I also have to consider Leeds Dynamos have had a change in tactics.
Yeah, and I think on that point, whilst they've got a lot of quality, Ben Robinson's come back after a long sustained spell out. You've got Chadwick, you've got Jack Humphreys. They haven't necessarily clicked as much as maybe they could or should have at this point, but Lewis Harris obviously has his own idea of how he wants things to be played, and that will take an adjustment period.
Yeah, and I believe that there's a lot of recent changes as I train with them when I'm home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Absolutely. So, our central referee, Paul Yates, gets ready to get the two teams in. And we will be shortly underway live on Court A. West Bromwich Albion Dudley will be taking on AFC Bournemouth Warriors. Just the final few things before we are underway here. Worth noting that Paul Yates, who will be overseeing proceedings as the referee, I think will be his 99th National League game as the central referee. So tomorrow's fixture between West Bromwich Albion Dudley and GBG Knights will take him to 100. And as we acknowledge referees that reach 100 National League games, we award them the Steve Baxter Memorial coin. So he will be the 12th recipient to reach that landmark. So congratulations to him when he reaches it. But thank you to all that join in, myself and Hannah. We are now live. And straight away, Dynamos looking to get their way up the court. The starting squads of the two teams, Leeds Dynamos in blue, their goalkeeper in yellow, have Sebastian Copeland, Jack Humphreys, Jack McNaughton and Reece Stewart. Sale United in red, their goalkeeper in black, have Jack Hassan, Jake Hudson, David D, and making his National League debut, Mason Davies. David D, a bright, young, talented player, making his mark already this season. Secured Sale United 3 points earlier against Hull and East Yorkshire. As the table lies, Sale United currently in 6th with 8 points from their opening 6 games. Leeds Dynamos, with a win here, would see them go within a point of 3rd place Manchester United. But they're currently locked on the same points as Teesside Steel, so they'll want a slight buffer over their northeast rivals.
Both teams are yet to get the passing really going.
I think it's hard to get your passing going against Sale United.
Yeah.
They do so well at breaking up them passing lines to frustrate the opposition. I think you'll know Leeds Dynamos very well, and it's the same as Leeds Chariots in the Premiership. They like to play that expansive attacking football.
Yeah.
So Jack Hassan will almost certainly have a very hard task on his hands to prevent Jack Humphreys from influencing the attack. You're seeing kind of how wide Reece Stewart and Jack McNaughton are setting up early on.
This is going to be the majority of the game. It's going to be one off in the middle.
And that's something that can be applied to pretty much any game. That's why there's a tendency to play your most competent players in the centre, because they will be the ones that will be involved with 60, 70, 80% of the play. Jack Humphreys over to take this, but leaves responsibility. Yeah, backs off into Jake Hudson, player coach for Sale United now. Mason Davies unable to make contact. Probably a good job that he didn't, because the way in which he angled and positioned his chair, it would have fired the ball straight back into his own half.
Jack Humphreys over the kick in now. Inside to Stewart.
Good work from David D. Flicked back to Jack Hassan.
Possible 2-1 there. Oh, that's a dangerous ricochet across the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Was put into the path of Mason Davies. He wouldn't have been able to generate a great deal of power if he was driving onto it. Had he stayed in reverse, he could have maybe counterclockwise struck into the ball. But again, applying the context, this is Mason Davies' National League debut. He's only ever featured in the Regional League prior to this. So, huge moment for him.
Contact between D and Norton, but play continues. We throwing.
Jack Humphreys to take. Jack McNaughton in a lot of space.
They seem to be looking for the gap in the wall.
You don't only need accuracy, you need the power as well when they're shaping up like that. Out of play for Leeds Dynamos ball. Jack Humphreys down to Reece Stewart. Across the box, locked up by David D and Jake Hudson. Danger still present. Jack McNaughton attempts an effort.
Good save by Hudson.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a certain goal. Can we sustain this pressure?
Jack McNaughton's so brilliant at striking dead balls. Keep an eye on Reece Stewart on the right.
There's options on the bench for both sides.
It's something we've referenced on commentary a fair bit across game week 2 so far, is how many teams have big bulky squads now. Like take Muscle Warriors for instance. I think you have a squad of 7.
Yeah.
If you look at Sale United, I think the minimum is a squad of 6. A lot of teams have squads of 8.
It's better that way because I can recall just last season when I was with Leeds, we were playing with 3 players.
Leeds Dynamos have opened the scoring. Reece Stewart.
Reece Stewart right in the middle of Hassan and Hudson.
Yeah, it just squeezed the ball in between them to open the scoring. 6.5 minutes in.
Leeds are definitely taking the chances.
Yeah, and they'll be happy that they've managed to break that deadlock.
Yeah.
We've seen it so many times this weekend that teams that are probably expected to win have taken a long time to open the scoring, and the more the game goes on, the more the opposition grows in confidence, and the more the aggressors and the attackers get frustrated. So they'll be happy. Within 7 minutes, they've opened the scoring.
Yeah.
It'll be on Sale United now to take the game to Leeds and try and figure out a way to trouble Sebastian Copeland, who I don't think's had a touch yet.
And now we get in behind for Leeds, which I'm sure that will be what they want.
Yeah. Jack Humphreys, supported by Reece Stewart to his left. David D was present in the team of the weekend for game week 1 of the 24-25 Optegra Championship.
That would be a Leeds Rowan kicking.
Absolutely it will. Taken by Jack Humphreys into Reece Stewart. Didn't quite have the power to force it through the Sale United defence.
That would be another way kicking. They're really sustaining the pressure.
Humphreys.
Stewart.
It's unselfish from Stewart.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was his intention to return the pass, but in doing so, created a good opportunity for Jack McNaughton there.
It would. I could wonder whether he could have taken that on himself.
Yeah, sometimes I want to see players be more selfish because there's a tendency sometimes to overplay things and overcomplicate things. That's a great ball from David D and
Yeah.
nice strike from Mason Davies.
He got power.
Yeah, good power, and I have to give credit to Jack Humphreys there to put himself in a position to prevent that going goal bound. It would have been on target. Jack Hassan into Mason Davies.
Stewart breaks up the play. And a wee ball.
Jack Humphreys to take. Down to Reece Stewart. Off the back of Jack Hassan's chair. Out for a corner kick. You can probably see from the streams This weekend we're proudly acknowledging and celebrating Stonewall's Rainbow Laces campaign, reaffirming our commitment to creating a sport where everyone feels free to be themselves. You can see the rainbow underneath the scoreline and the Rainbow Laces badge in the bottom right-hand corner as Jack Humphreys guides it goal-bound.
Oh, possible to one, Bowie. I think it was Humphrey and Stewart.
Yeah. 2-on-1 awarded in favour of Sale United. We've had 10 minutes. Leeds Dynamos 1, Sale United 0.
The match people move and chair.
We're going to have a substitute. Chadwick comes on in place of Rhys Stewart.
A new position by low on the wing.
Yeah, and I asked the question on a recent podcast talking about Leeds Dynamos, and I just said, because Chadwick is such a good player, I think the key is ensuring you can find a system and a tactic that accommodates both Jack Humphreys and Chadwick.
Yeah, because both can play central and wide.
Both typically have always played central, so...
I believe Chadwick, before joining the Nationals, he was a winger.
Okay, so that's interesting. So at regional league level, but we saw when he was introduced in that first half, in the first game against Nottingham Forest, he's a great asset on the side and on the wing. So hopefully Jack Humphreys can put something in and around that area so Chadwick can capitalise, because everything from ball striking to positioning is excellent.
One of his best skills is playing in reverse for Chadwick. So if you can get something behind him.
Yeah, and if you're a wide player, playing in reverse is such a key skill.
Yeah.
You'll see young players such as Mason Davis for Sale United. You'll see Rhys Stewart for Leeds Dynamos. These are young up-and-coming wingers that will have aspirations of challenging towards the top of tables and maybe break into the England pathway.
Yeah.
And that's a skill you're going to have to understand and utilise if you're going to want to develop. And that's something that Chadwick does so well. You can see now in reverse, given full visibility of the court. Nice pass back to Jack Humphreys.
It's a skill you either have it naturally or you find it hard to develop.
Sometimes it can take years to understand and learn how to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever played out wide?
Yeah, typically in chariots.
Yeah.
And it's not a favourite position. So those who can do it and do it well, that was a good shot from McNaughton.
Yeah.
And really good.
You must be loving your football at the moment.
Yeah.
Playing with confidence, playing in a team that's challenging towards the top. And as already mentioned, played 7, won 7. Haven't seen a single goal go beyond you. I'm going to jinx it now. I think you've got a tough round of fixtures tomorrow. Let's have a look who you've got tomorrow.
We got both of them.
Sale United and Leeds Dynamos. So it was tactical, you asking to commentate on this game. You're doing a bit of reconnaissance on your opposition tomorrow. But I love that, and that's a common theme that we see when we invite players onto commentary and we ask them what games they would like to watch. It's teams that are very much important to understand and know and gain your knowledge on, because you'll be watching this and look at gaps in and around that Sale United team that you'll want to capitalise on. You know Leeds Dynamo so well. As Chadwick can't quite make the contact.
And we missed a substitution. Stewart has gone off for Robinson.
Absolutely. Let's have confirmation of that. on your screens now. Ben Robinson, first time I've seen him play football in probably well over a season.
He took a season off.
Took a season off, but in the 22-23 championship season for Leeds Dynamos, he finished joint top goal scorer. So if he can get back to that goal scoring way, it's a real asset for Lewis Harris.
He's really prolific. But then again, going back to our earlier point, he just preferred playing forward rather than in reverse.
David D now. Still Leeds Dynamos 1, Sale United 1. 4.5 minutes of this first half remaining.
David D and Jack Castan having the conversation. D down the line. Oh.
The first real contact that Sebastian Copeland's had all game. And
it'll be on the ball.
Can we see them capitalise?
I wonder how we does it up. Because Sebastian Copeland is usually the most defensive.
Yeah. David D to take. Jack Hassan, the closest option. Mason Davis at the far post.
Chapman needs to move out. Oh, from Hassan, go wide to the near post.
Yeah, right intent, but the defence had that post covered.
What was that for Jarwick? The intercept, breaking up the play.
He does such a good job at breaking up the play. He's still so young.
Yeah.
I believe he's only 13 or 14 years of age. And if he is 14, he would have just turned 14, either in November or December. So the fact that he can hold his own against some of the top players in the country shows he has a very promising future. I think that your game, Muscle Warriors versus Leeds Dynamos, is going to be a really good game. Yeah. You're going to be very much the talking point of that one, having featured for Leeds Dynamos for many seasons.
It was a tough decision, but it just wasn't possible to change.
No, and the fact that it shows how committed you are to both your power chair football, seeking an opportunity that suited your life, obviously seeking or undertaking a master's degree. Is it in London, your degree?
Yeah.
Your master's degree in London. You still occasionally train with Leeds Dynamos, don't you? So you've got the best of both worlds, and you're playing a lot of football, and you're furthering your education, and you're top of the league. So
yeah, didn't expect that.
So the real question is, and this is very much hypothetical, if Muscle Warriors do get promoted, as Mason Davis attempts if Muscle Warriors do get promoted, and I assume your Masters is 1 year.
Yeah.
Then it's the question what you do.
Why are you asking me?
No, we won't. I won't push you for an answer. That's a long way away. There's still a lot of football to be played.
There's a lot of ifs. Sebastian technical kick. But Robinson was a brilliant ball open to the other wing. Robinson attempted to dribble it in.
Yeah, he's looking to register his first goal in well over a year.
Hodgson dribbled it out. Goalkeeper and goalkeeper.
Ben Robinson scored 23 goals across Leeds Dynamo's 22 league games in 2022.
He's very effective with the goal.
He's just going to get an adjustment with his foot plate. And we approach the final 30 seconds Leeds Dynamos 1, Sale United 0. Rhys Stewart, the goal scorer.
But apart from the scoreline, it's been quite even.
It has. It has. I just would like to see Sale United be a bit braver.
Yeah, and take into account that Hudson was a outfield player before being a goalkeeper. Maybe do a bit of far out.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just, if they do that 4 out, it's just the risk versus reward, because in doing so you leave vulnerabilities in behind, and you don't need the quality that Leeds Dynamos have. They will capitalise if they find the gaps. Jack Humphreys has really come into his own. We've referenced other players. We spoke about Jacob Vickers prior to coming on air, how he's just a completely different player this year.
Yeah.
And Jack Humphreys is similar to that, in the fact that he's taken a few years to just understand his role and learn his craft. But
considering last year he was predominantly a winger.
Absolutely, he was. So he's getting familiar with this role as well. But 21 minutes in, Paul Yates blows the whistle for half time. Thank you to all that are tuning in. To myself and Hannah, we'll be back very shortly for the second half. Hello everyone and welcome back to the second half of this fixture between Leeds Dynamos and Sale United, currently separated by a single Rhys Stewart strike. You're joining myself, Ryan Tipple, and Hannah Hindley for the action live from the Lee Westwood Sports Centre as Paul Yates gets the thumbs up from the keepers, and we are back underway.
But both teams did a major change. Jack McNaughton has come on for Leeds and Dale Hart has come on for Sale.
Yeah, so both have obviously had conversations at the half-time break as to best proceed, and with both teams switching it up, be interesting to see how things play out. Daniel Holt introduced, as you've mentioned, and Jack McNaughton and Rhys Stewart back on.
Yeah.
So the team that started for Leeds Dynamos will be the team that starts the second half as well. David D straight back into trying to prevent Leeds.
Stewart forces it up the pitch, but he did very well to get round that.
Whilst Leeds were the more attacking of the two, Sale United will be encouraged that they managed to minimise the damage. Only a single goal separates the two, so one breakaway, one chance could see them get right back into this game.
They again get round the ball very well and keep it in. I think this is a lot of what we'll see in the second half.
Yeah, just locking it up on the dribble. Jack Humphreys will try and break away and create space to expand the play. But what we have seen is Lewis Harris isn't afraid of experimenting and making substitutes to try and force the narrative in his favour.
I think that'll do really well a change of coach. He's experienced and not afraid to make changes. And Jack McNaughton fires the ball not once but twice into the Sale wall.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way past David D. He's doing a brilliant job.
Possible to a one there.
Advantage played by Paul Yates. Fairly cagey opening few minutes to this second half.
Poor ball by Humphrey there. He knew he could have done better. Sale kicking. D into hand.
Potential break here for Dynamos. Daniel Holt yet to have any real involvement since his introduction.
Leeds are doing a good job of isolating the attack.
Humphreys down to McNaughton, just cushioned into the centre, very congested. Rhys Stewart's going to need to drop off. Slightly forced from Jack Humphreys, needs to be careful. That ricochet could have easily gone back to Daniel Holt.
Temporary stop and play for McNaughton.
Yep. Paul Yates happy to signal play on. So Jack Hassan with the kick in down the line. And whilst that doesn't go to anyone, this is what Sale United need to do. They need to try and position themselves at this goal kick to keep the ball on that side of the court.
I think Sale are playing for territory.
And this is an opportunity here for Daniel Holt. Pick off back to Jack Kassan. Lets it roll across his shed. David D, that's a beautiful strike. Really well worked opportunity. Gets an applause from Mark Hudson on the side.
But credit to Hassan for that pass.
It was obviously such a good passage of play. Went through all three attacking players of Sale United, but was comfortable for Leeds Dynamos. Didn't Jack Humphreys put himself in such a brilliant area that any diagonal shots across the box were swept away almost immediately. But this is what I wanted to see of Sale United. Try and get that expansive attacking football going, because when they do, it can be a real threat.
Yeah. We need to stay calm if they want to hold on to this lead. And Sale play down the line. Straight into Stewart.
"25 minutes played."
Stewart and D down the line. The ball went it way back to Jack Humphreys.
Hassan. It's a good pass from Humphreys. Likewise from Reece Stewart. Again, maybe that tendency to go too much. An attempt on goal would have been more favourable there.
That was a battle shot from D. Hassan and Humphreys. Well broken up by D. Oh, taking ball from Stewart there.
Yeah. The ball sent back into the box by Reece Stewart. Seb Copeland had to be alert that Jack Hassan can't quite follow up that attack.
And it resulted in a goal kick.
It's unfortunate for Sale United, but it's a good indication that the game can switch within just a few seconds. Good professional play from Jack Hassan to let that roll out.
But Dodson couldn't quite get it under control.
I think he's a very underrated player, Jack Hassan.
Yeah, I think the key between a good defender and a defender is to know when to let the ball go out.
Yeah.
And that's what Jack did there.
He just seems to be everywhere though, doesn't he? Likewise with David D. I think they sometimes rotate as to who will play that central role, but that kind of fluidity and that versatility they have really helps them.
Like, following up on rotation, I like to see Huston used a lot more. Because he was predominantly an outfield player. And I don't think they're making the most out of him.
Certainly when they're a goal down, maybe if they're trying to preserve a one-goal lead and they're trying to take 3 points over the line, you can understand them being conservative with their approach. But when they're trailing, just be brave with it. Just commit players forward. Understand that comes with risks of potentially conceding another goal, but would also give you potential overloads in attack where you're more likely to score. So
yeah, and are these close in the table?
Are they
close in the table?
So let's have a look at the
I think they were.
As the standings currently lie. Leeds Dynamos in 4th on 12 points if they manage to get these 3 points over the line. Sale United in 8th on 7 points.
Oh.
I want to see you contribute to 4-out attack for Muscle Warriors.
Oh,
You're saying about Jake Hudson contributing to attack, but
I'm not giving anything away.
okay. Look, now you've got your wish. Jake Hudson, for the first time this game, breaks away, met by Jack Humphreys. So Jack Hassan takes the position as the most offensive.
Goalkeeper on goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing a lot more of.
Well, they're certainly looking to change something now as Jake Hudson can't quite make contact. That just comes with that fact that he's just been out of the game for a sustained spell, so when he is involved...
We substitute Chadwick for Stewart.
Yeah, Chadwick on. Stewart, of course, the goal scorer. But Sam United, I think, are growing in confidence. They've absorbed a fair bit of pressure in this second half.
But that's what they will tend to do. They've always been a very defensive, absorbing side.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen a clear progression with Sale United, and it's worth noting as well that they're a very different looking team than that finished the 23-24 season.
Well, what? Sam
Turner, Thomas Pettigrew and Joey Levine, so and Shannon Smith for that matter. So
they look like 3 in the starting 4.
exactly, and that will be enough to change any team, no matter who you are, being a 4-a-side format.
But then again, they gained Hudson, who was in the Trend Club United, so...
Exactly, so they have brought players in. Obviously, Mason Davies, currently on the bench, has been promoted up through their ranks. So if I was to say to you, kind of prior to the season, Sale United would see 75% of their starting squad depart, and they would have to promote from within. If I told you that they're competing at a very high level, they've secured 7 points from their opening 6 games, they've got a comfortable buffer over the relegation zone, you would be surprised almost. You would say they should, considering how much of a change there's been, it would almost be acceptable for them to be drawn into them relegation placements.
Because the players this game have really strengthened their defence. Don't we go to get Bournemouth?
Yeah, I think Dudley have got...
that 5 still?
I believe so. Comfortable buffer over AFC Bournemouth Warriors, who are struggling at the bottom of the Championship division.
That could lift it. Chapman breaks up Sale play. Simon Chadwick back to David D.
Potential chance for Daniel Holt here. Seb Copeland alert to it.
Oh, I missed it for D. You can see what he was trying to do there.
Absolutely, the intent was there as Chadwick just reverses into D. So a direct free kick.
This could be one of Sale's better chances.
They had to make it count, don't they? They've struggled to sustain a real...
The same, even though he's the 1-0, the same could be said on both sides.
Jack Hassan to take direct, so he can go for goal himself, but very congested.
The hole in the middle
box
of the defence. D. And wide.
That's a shame that, but well shielded out of play by Jack Humphreys. This, the penultimate game of the day on Court B. Next up, Manchester United versus Teesside Steel.
That'll be interesting.
It really will be.
I believe it was 0-0 last time.
Very possible. I think so. I think so. Jack Hassan, 5.5 minutes remaining into David D.
appreciate the pass hold driving up the pitch. We're retiring very animated on the side. Just stop the team play while he gets the difference. I would like to see we get Dan Robinson more into the play.
Yeah.
We know how effective he can be.
Four and a half minutes to go. Jake Hudson taking this. So they're certainly trying to do something.
Opportunity, but blocked by Robinson. Robinson and Hudson around the tail area. Robinson drives up. Possible to a wall. The best and the assistants and defenses.
Paul Yates and Jeff Lewis just having a discussion on the edge of the box. Deems it a 2-on-1 in favour of Leeds Dynamo. So an indirect free kick, really credible opportunity. They haven't troubled Sale United a great deal. I think they've taken their foot off the gas a little bit.
It's a bit wide for me to like it. I think they're trying to hit it off Chadwick there. Need to be careful. Could be a 2-1.
Benjamin Robson is going to need to back off.
Hudson drives it out.
And that's unfortunate for Jake Hudson, who tried to keep it in play.
We're kicking.
Chadwick to take. Over to Benjamin Robertson, locked up by Jake Hudson brilliantly well. Jack Humphreys on the edge. Chadwick.
Send it back to Humphreys. And Humphreys couldn't return it.
They're edging their way up the court ever so slightly, but time is not on their side.
It's now on ever for Sale.
It is, and this is where you'd want to see Jake Hudson contributing to attack. It's almost certain, if it continues as it currently is going, that they're going to suffer a 1-0 defeat. Would you risk a 2-0 defeat at the... If it was to increase your percent of winning, you probably would.
Yes, but it's 1-0. And he was an outfield player prior to being there. I think they will be sending full out.
Well, he's the player coach, isn't he, Jake Hudson? So what he says goes. So it would be on him to relay that message to his teammates.
Because animated going OD a number like goal difference.
Yeah.
Potential goal difference on a point. And it walked up between Jack Humphreys and David Dean. Dean puts it out. And kicking around the edge of the tail box.
Approaching the final minute of the game.
Looking for the gap.
Nearly found it as well. Audacious effort. And the goal kick awarded.
I think they were aiming for a corner.
Final minute, Hannah. I'm going to push you for a player of the match, if you would, please.
I'd have to go for Stewart. His development, because taking into account it's just his second season of national football.
Yep.
And he scored. Wasn't he the one that scored? It was Stewart that scored. goals.
It was indeed.
So he potentially scored the winner, which, if we can keep it in the corner, championship to the corner, I want the game management wise from the championship to get that in the corner. Like, because now they are breaking.
Yeah, final few seconds, it was a break for Sale United, but came to nothing. So I think...
I think one thing I would like to see Leeds develop is game management.
Yeah.
The 1-0 up, they were in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we see from the best teams, isn't it? It's managing the results when they've got them. If you've got a 1-0, if you're protecting a 1-0 scoreline, is doing everything you can to protect it, not risk it. And Sale United had a breakaway when they had no right to, considering where it was just a few seconds prior. We've now ticked over well into additional time, so... And this is the game management. Benjamin Robinson just trying to lock up Jack Hassan, dispossesses. Met by...
And then to the corner. Again, walking it up. Trying to get it to Umbridge.
Yeah, not doing anything too risky. There was no real need to attempt the effort, but...
When does that piece?
Now a minute over the regulation 20.
I think Umbridge and Darren Chapman just the condos. Manage the game. Hassan and Umbridge. And that the final whistle. We 1-0. 0-0.
Congratulations to Leeds Dynamos. Yep, 1-0 sees them take 6 points from a possible 6 from their games today. So they're building momentum as they no doubt have aspirations to seek maybe automatic or that third place playoff position. Thank you to all that have joined myself and Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. Last game of the day on court B, Manchester United versus Teesside Steel.
That'll be a good one.